What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shannon Devine. Welcome to the Curve. Welcome to our first episode. We are super duper excited to have you guys joining us. The Curve is a show, is a baby and a brainchild that we have come up with for real women. We want to bring real conversations from real women with real curves to everyone. And so we're excited to bring an amazing crop of women who we have scoured Atlanta, Georgia, the whole country, finding wonderful women to come and to be a part of this process. And you are going to meet the semifinalists tonight in our live auditions. That is what we are doing right now. We are having live auditions with the 6 finalists. And actually it's 5 tonight because one of our finalists was unable to join us. She had something that she had to do, but we wish her well. We're so glad that she was able to become a part of this process. So hey, Lynn. Hey. Shout out to Lynn. But you'll be meeting our 5 finalists tonight, and at the end, we are going to narrow it down to the final 4. So, ladies, if you don't mind, I want everyone to take a quick moment and introduce yourself. Tell the world a little bit about yourself and why you want to be a part of the Curve. Start with Nicole.
Start with me. Hey y'all, I am the reigning Miss Georgia Plus America, Nicole Selena Wilson, and I am really excited to be a part of the Curve because I am a curvy lady, yes, right? I represent with confidence, and I have learned to own my truth. Wasn't always comfortable in the skin that I am, but I'm here now, and I accept who I am, and I celebrate me.
Come on now. So. All right, awesome. Come on, Miss Tony.
I'm Stony Love, and I am grateful to be a part of something so magnificent where I get to be a voice right here on the Curve, if chosen tonight, to talk about those wonderful issues that some of us women dare not to speak about. And so hopefully I'll be able to use this platform to enhance someone within the inside and to uplift them. So I'm excited about this. I think this is a wonderful opportunity. And even if I do not make it tonight, just being right here, right now, is the most beautiful thing there is. And I hope that this moment, helps someone who's watching.
Hello everyone, my name is Melissa Waller. I am originally from Flint, Michigan, and I am so excited about being on the Curve. From my perspective, I was born curvy. Like, I came out with thick thighs, and definitely saved a couple thighs. I grew up in, like I said, a curvy family. I was the smallest person in my family at one point in time, being a size 12, but now being a size 18, I'm still excited about being curvy. Definitely curves, rolls, bumps, lumps, I got it all. And so I'm just excited. I'm excited about just walking in my purpose and, all the people that I have met on this curvy journey. And so I look forward to, speaking on my journey and impacting other lives and just having the opportunity to sit with these wonderful women.
Well, this is amazing. You guys, I want you all to interact. Please, definitely, while you're watching the live stream, interact. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. I'm taking all kinds of criticism, constructive, productive, all of that good stuff. We want to hear all of your comments and everything that you have to say. So we're gonna hop right into it. The Curvy Girls' favorite holiday just passed. Thanksgiving. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. The Curvy Girls' favorite holiday. And I wanted everybody, because I know as a Curvy Girl, especially with my grandmother, I always used to get these comments about my curves, and I always used to get these looks, the looks at
Yes.
Thanksgiving. I know it's not just me, and I know it's not. Let's talk about the Curvy experience at Thanksgiving, because there's a specific experience when you get an extra piece of pie. Like when you walk away from the table with your plate, there's a special Curvy Girl experience. Talk to me about your Thanksgivings, ladies. How'd it go?
Well, my Thanksgiving was great. I did not cook. I went to a couple houses and got plates, and everybody that I was eating with was curvy, so it wasn't a big deal. Like that second plate, third plate, whatever it may have been, it wasn't a big deal at all.
That's good.
And I think for me, like, I can remember like being shamed for wanting to go back and getting seconds and maybe thirds of that course. But I think that over time, I'm trying to be comfortable in the skin that I'm truly comfortable in the skin that I am. So I don't worry about what people say. You can't shame me. I'm gonna enjoy life. I'm gonna eat my second piece of pie. You know what I mean?
Come on,
And enjoy your food,
Okay.
most of all.
That's really
Yes,
good.
and just be me.
Absolutely.
Because, that's what it's all about.
Thanksgiving, friend.
Oh, I ate, and I just bump them out the way with all this. And like, coming through. So I don't care what people think of me, as long as I'm okay. You can say whatever you like. That doesn't really faze me. So if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. I know sometimes I might eat too much because I'm an emotional eater, but Thanksgiving I look forward to it because it's about family, and I believe family is about love, and food is about love. So when you're sitting there, I didn't cook this time, my daughter did, because I do.
You let your daughter cook on Thanksgiving?
Because
Is
I'm
she good at cooking?
yes. Oh, the chicken dressing. Oh, Keisha, it was so good.
Nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't eat everybody's dressing, okay?
Oh, she did good.
She did
Yeah,
good.
Keisha
Okay.
did good.
Okay. Come on,
I was really surprised, but it reminded me of my mom, and I was like, wow, she really did good. So she's keeping the tradition going.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a lot of cooking the last few years because I'm more focused on this journey.
Okay.
But I will eat,
Okay.
and I'll just bump you right out of the way, and if you got something to say, I'll take your pie.
Okay.
So,
So did anybody take a boo to Thanksgiving dinner this Thanksgiving?
we'll talk about booze.
I feel like
We
I-
do talk about
No,
booze.
way.
Listen, this is
No, I get in trouble with
Did
booze.
anybody take a boo to Thanksgiving dinner?
No, my boo didn't show up.
Ooh, wait. What happened to the boo?
Well, he said that he was coming,
Uh-huh.
and I woke up and I realized after I ate the pie and stuff, I fell asleep. I was like, he didn't show up. And I was like, what happened? And then he says, oh, my mother got sick. And I was like, what? I was like, He got lost somewhere in Douglasville, I guess.
Don't get cut off, boo. Let me tell you right now, you're not gonna let that go forward. I will come for you.
Right.
I will come for you.
Right. So no boo.
No boo this Thanksgiving, okay?
No, I'm solo. And I'm okay with that,
We've had conversations about your solo experience. Tell me about your solo
I mean,
experience.
I want to say I don't want to say that I'm disappointed. And like I said, there have been years where I've been like sad and lonely. But I'm like, you know what? I'm beautiful. I'm curvy.
That's
you
really
know,
it.
let me just embrace that, okay? Because somebody's gonna come along, and I'm gonna just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
So that's really where I am.
You're marinating for him.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, you're
Marinating for
marinating.
him.
Oh, marinade.
I love it. You better use a food analogy. Okay.
If my boo keeps standing me up, I'm fixing to be marinating.
Yes, I love it.
You better get yourself together.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, marinate.
So Thanksgiving, let me just tell y'all. I'm a mother of a 5-year-old. I have a lovely, wonderful husband. And so I do something very different for Thanksgiving that I think I always get strange looks. And this is not as a curvy girl, this is as a mom. I get odd looks because typically my husband and my son go to my mother-in-law's house. And I stay here. Like my husband's from Detroit. And so he goes up there and he takes
You didn't
the
bring
baby.
my chicks back.
I asked. I mean,
Bring my
I'm gonna
chips
talk
over
to
there.
us about that. Yeah, your chips, the Better Made,
Better Made
barbecue
chips.
chips.
Shout out to Better Made.
Shout out to
Get 'em
Better
in
Made
Detroit.
and Detroit, cause it's a check. No, I'm just kidding. But so my husband always takes my son to Detroit for Thanksgiving, and I normally have to work, so I stay here, and then I take those like 3 or 4 days where I can't get a plane, I can't get a ticket or hop on a plane, and I spend those times. I have that time to myself, like
Self-care.
a little self-care time.
Yeah,
It's the only
absolutely.
time that I really get throughout the year, other than my solo trip, because I take a solo trip every year. But other than that, it's the time where I have self-care and just time for me. And you will be surprised at the number of people who are like, girl, you don't leave your family and just let them go like that. I mean, and I get my own mother looks at me and she's like, I mean, but aren't you, but don't you, no. Listen, me and my child eat meals together every day. Like we have all the meals together. He is perfectly fine going to see his grandmother. Plus, he gets that time with his grandmother. And he has the ability to, like, they have the ability to bond without me being there and without me, like, hovering. I don't want that experience for him. So he gets an opportunity to hang out with her, chill, enjoy his grandmother. They cook together. Like, they do their thing, and I stay here and do my thing. And
So
it's
there's
all
no
good.
mother's guilt.
No.
No mother's guilt.
There is
Okay.
not. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm talking to somebody. This is somebody, I don't know who. But if you are somewhere feeling guilty about
Self-care.
about self-care as a mama, let me tell you, don't do
Free
that.
your mind.
Relax yourself.
Relax yourself. Self-care is completely necessary, and sometimes it's okay if the parent who is not you takes care of the child that y'all both brought into the world. Ain't nothing
wrong with that.
wrong with
And
that.
it teaches a child independence at an early age,
Come on now.
and then it gives them that confidence.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, I miss my mama, but he's going on an adventure to learn something from Granny.
Yes.
And so now he's not really focused on, am I hurting my mom's feelings if I'm in here baking cookies with Granny? You know, so you're far away, and he can just really focus on his time with her.
And those moments
Yes.
become memories.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And
No
that's
doubt.
how legacies and traditions
Continue
begin,
on.
because they have to bond again with the grandparent or that other side of the family. That's very necessary.
Right.
Now let me ask you: is your husband okay with that?
He is.
Well, that's
He is.
perfect.
So and we talk a lot about marrying your soulmate. I don't know about this soulmate situation business. I'm still not convinced about this soulmate situation. But what I know for sure is that I married a man who supports me in everything.
Okay.
If I was like, y'all, I want to build a rocket ship, he would be like, listen, I don't know anything about rockets, but I met a man who knows a guy who sells used rocket parts, and we're gonna find you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And
He's resourceful.
He's resourceful, and we're gonna find a way to build you this rocket and get you to space if that's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
So when I need a moment, I can say to him, and he works a lot, so I think he understands that lots of the primary parenting, quote unquote, kind of falls onto me, and so. He's an amazing dad, but he you know when you work a lot, you just, it is what it is. And I think he kind of gets that, it's, I need a minute sometimes because he's 5, so.
I am a grandmother,
Yeah.
and I take care of my 5-year-old granddaughter.
All the time.
Yes, she lives with me.
And
Oh,
your skin
bless your
feel
heart.
good. Right.
Bless your heart, because that's
Yes.
a lot of energy.
Everybody
Yes.
is your hands.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And your skin is still good, girl.
I have 4 children, and 6 grandchildren.
Wow.
So, but she's the one that's with me.
Okay.
So, because my daughter is working through some things, so while she's working through her things and I'm going on my journey, I decided to take the kid with me. So it's like all over again, but and sometimes it gets kind of hard because sometimes you want to be, I guess, selfish because you're like, wait a minute, this is my time. I did it already, and it's like, nah, I can't do that.
But you're looking at a product of a person who was co-parented by their grandmother. So I had 2 very supportive grandparents. And while my parents were trying to figure it out, my parents got divorced when I was 4. So in them trying to figure out through those developmental years, that's where all of the wisdom, like I learned how to cook, and really that's when she taught me how to read and really spending time, because as parents you have those bumps in the road. So that's a spectacular position to take in desiring to be that co-parent and let that breath come with your daughter on her journey. Because we all need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's, I just have to take a deep breath.
And remember your own self-care, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when I was young, when I had my children, I was 18 when I had my daughter, the one in which I'm taking care of her kid. And my daughter, Keisha, I moved in with my daughter, Keisha, so that I can pursue this dream here. And so me, her, and the kids, she has no kids, so we take care of both the kids. And so if you're listening, Keisha, I commend you for everything that you do.
Keisha that cook.
Yes,
Okay.
she's the chicken dresser.
Yes, girl.
And she's in college. She's Georgia State, studying to be a nurse.
Awesome.
So she's on her journey, but we're taking the kids with us on our journey.
That's amazing.
So, it's just about love and family, but I know what you're saying about the 5-year-old, because as soon as I walk in the house, she goes, hey, she calls me Ma. Hey, Ma, how was your day? And you look beautiful today. So I don't have anyone there to greet me but her. So, and well, Keisha's back there doing her homework, but Keisha used to greet me 20-some years ago, but it's all welcoming to see her, my granddaughter. Greet me at the door and give me a hug and a kiss and tell me about her day.
We all need that.
But then I'm running off again to go do something else, like I gotta catch the curve, and I gotta come back from somewhere else, and I gotta go this way.
How are you balancing the dream and the raising of the grandchild? That's quite an interesting dynamic.
It is. It's a huge dynamic, because sometimes I don't know if what I'm doing again. It's like it seems like I'm frozen in time. It feels like, even though I'm almost 50, it feels like I'm 20. Because it's like God has given me that opportunity to do this all over again, because I got it wrong the first time, and I have to get it right this time. And so I'm just like, come on, kid. I don't know what we're gonna do, or what we're gonna. I don't know
How
what
we
to
gonna do this thing?
Yeah, but we're gonna do this. And I've had so many bumps in the road, even the car break down in the road, and I mean, hypothetically speaking, but you would never know those things unless I told you those things.
Yeah.
So I trip up sometimes, but I keep going. So I was like, oops, I almost fell in the pothole. Oops, my tire went flat. Oops, but I just keep pushing through, because that's all I know to do, is that tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I just keep pushing with the kid,
Right.
because one day she's going to grow up, and maybe she'll do media. I don't know.
That's the balance in it all. That's
Yeah.
the balance, and a lot of times I think that people, and especially as women, we get so in tune and focused on work-life balance. But really, it's life-work balance.
Right.
Because that's your life, that's your journey, and wherever it's about being in the moment. We get fearful and focused on anxiety and things of that nature when we're thinking too much about the future or our past. This was your purpose and your plan. It's right where you're supposed to be. It didn't happen. You didn't make a wrong decision. That decision that you made led you to this stop and where you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So had it not been for that experience, where would you be sitting right now?
That's really it. I tend to, but I definitely feel her, because I feel like I've made my own wrong turns, and my own missteps. But I've definitely learned that God's perfect timing is everywhere in my life. Like, it's all over, and it feels like, how I don't know if anybody else has ever said this, but it's almost like, oh my God, I gotta catch up. Like, I'm looking at my friends and, oh my God, I gotta catch up. They're off making, zillions and zillions of dollars doing jobs I hate, but still making zillions of dollars. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta catch up. But if I was running as fast as they were, doing what they were doing, I wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
That's true.
I wouldn't be here doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
And
enjoying the
walking
kid.
purpose. And enjoying the kid.
Yes.
And sometimes trying very hard to keep up with him. Like,
Right.
because I feel, although I'm his mom, I'm not his grandma, but I'm a little older as far as you girls 38 around here.
Oh,
With a
awesome.
5-year-old. So, your girl's 38 with a 5-year-old.
My mother was about that age when she had me. She was like 32.
Child. Children are for young people.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they run really fast.
But you make it look good. You make it look good.
Yes,
But
we
as
do.
a curvy girl, when you're chasing them up the steps,
Come
and
on
you can
now.
barely catch your breath.
Be like,
It's like,
son,
didn't I tell you to come back here?
get back here. Go
Right.
back here. Because mama's not fixing to run after you
Okay.
get here. So, yeah, you're right. Chasing after him on the steps is a lot. Woo, I felt that.
Yes.
One more thing I want to hit on before we leave, because I am a fan of pop culture. I want to send condolences to the family of Kim Porter. And she grew up in Columbus, which is about an hour south of Atlanta. I have a lot of friends who are friends with her. And I want to send condolences to her family and just say we are praying for you. That is definitely a life gone too soon. And something struck me though as I was watching, because everyone knows Kim Porter because she was Diddy's ex-girlfriend, right? And he made this grand video about his love for her and how he was feeling about her, and she was his unknown soulmate and all of this stuff that he said. And I know that he's grieving, and I don't make fun of people's grief. That ain't right. However, I feel like this video came a little too late. Like, what did we give Kim her roses while she was here? Did we tell Kim that she was the soulmate? Did we treat Kim like the soulmate? And so, the question for the table.
Okay.
The question for the table is: do you have an ex that you should have treated better?
The question is,
They should.
right?
Right.
How about that?
Yeah.
May I kind of deviate from that for just a second?
Certainly.
I was watching the videos as well on Facebook, and I didn't know that Kim was married to Al B. Shore.
Yes.
And as I saw his speech about her, my heart fluttered.
Did a thing.
Yes. And tears became to my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I knew that he had met his soulmate. And so I says, wait a minute, you know me, I go deep. Now, I didn't feel that on the other end. I'm not going to say any names. So, some things are orchestrated for business purposes. But early on in her career, before the ladder, she met her soulmate, which was Al B. Shore. And I verified it through their date of birth. And for sure, that's why it was love.
Oh.
And whenever you look into the pictures, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And Kim Porter, God rest her soul, was a Sagittarius, and Al B. Shore is a Gemini. That's her opposite. So anytime you meet your opposite, it's a beautiful attraction. And if you look at their pictures, their heads were together, meaning their hearts were as well. So that was long, long after the fact. Even though that they're not together, they were still friends, and you could feel that through his voice.
So what y'all don't know about Stoney, let me pause right here. What y'all don't know about Stoney is that she is a horoscope signs expert, and she has told me about rising suns and falling moons and skipping stars and all of this stuff that I don't know nothing about. But let me tell you, Stoney is teaching me, and she's going to get me together and tell me all about this like heartfelt connections that
Sounds like your husband is your soulmate. When I listen,
soulmate.
I know.
I don't know about this soulmate foolishness.
When I hear you speak, I don't know or have not seen his picture, but I can feel him through you and what you say about him. So just, you can feel the love, and people don't know that. People who are not really spiritually grounded kind of miss that. I don't miss anything. I may not say everything, but I don't miss it. I don't miss anything. So yeah.
Well, you know what? Just to kind of add briefly to that, I feel like, and I think you were kind of alluding to this. I want to leave people better than I found them.
Absolutely.
Even if it doesn't work
That's
out,
it.
I still want to be able to say, like Diddy said in his eulogy to Kim, some people are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
She
And
taught me
even
how to love.
though,
Yeah.
even though you might have said that a day late, a dollar short, right?
Perhaps I'm thinking that might have been.
Yeah,
your
it
girl.
still was a ripple, effect on him that it'll never be replaced.
That's
You know what I mean? She blessed him.
She gave them beautiful children.
And so I think for women, sometimes we have to find the balance in that.
Absolutely.
You know what I
You
mean?
have to know when to retreat.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I understood exactly what he was speaking of because I am a Sagittarius. I am pure Sag, December 6th, and I know how we love. And so when he spoke in the eulogy about her teaching him how to love, teaching her, teaching him about family and what it means to, it wasn't just romantic love. It was that all-encompassing,
Unconditional.
agape
That's right.
love. And you know what? I would be okay if, God forbid, something happened to me. My ex-husband, baby daddy, all the people could stand up and say, I learned from her.
Yes, same
I
here.
learned from her. She left me better than when she found me.
Come on now.
Yes.
That's it. Like,
Such a good word.
that's it. I have a little bit more integrity now. Because I would get a text message.
I heard what you said. Yeah, you said it.
But yeah.
But really understanding what it is to love. Like, not this materialistic thing, but really understanding that love, it conquers a multitude of things. I love how, a lot of us get caught up in that Corinthian scripture, but the one thing that it says that we don't like is that you endure. You endure. It's long suffering. It doesn't say you're not going to get your feelings hurt. So I'm sure on their journey, they had some bumps and bruises, but at the end of the day, for him to say, she taught me how to love. And for that, I don't know how to raise my children. I don't know how to connect with family. I don't know. That meant the world.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, that is a good place to take a commercial break. You better speak a good word, Miss Melissa. That's a wonderful place to take a commercial break, and we will be right back with more of The Curve. back in the studio, and I am with round 2 ladies who are semifinalists for a host position on the Curve. I would like to allow the ladies who have not had an opportunity to introduce themselves a moment to let you know who they are and why they wanted to be a part of this experience. I'll start to my right.
All right. Hi, everybody. I am Felicia Jordan. I'm really happy to have the opportunity to be a part of the Curve. I want to use this platform to be able to inspire and motivate other curvy women like me that may have experienced things in their lives similar to some of my situations, and I want to be able to be that push to inspire them to believe in their dreams and keep pushing forward.
Fantastic. Hey, girl.
Hi. I am Tony Campbell, and I've known Shannon for a long time. And when I saw the post for host of the Curve, I was so excited. I was like, that post just gave me life. I told my husband, I said, I am going to be on that show. I have to apply. And it was late one night, even when I did my application. I was like, I know I look a hot mess right now, but I will show you the beauty later, girl. And because I was like, oh my gosh, it's been something that I've always wanted to do, be a member of a hosting team of a talk show. And just because I am all about sisterhood, I am all about this platform being used for positivity, I am just so excited and overwhelmed to be here.
Well, fantastic. So before we left you guys, we were talking about the Diddy. We were talking about Kim Porter, and once again, prayers to her family, condolences to her family. We are praying for her kids and praying for her loved ones and everyone in Columbus who loved her. We were talking about, with the last crew, we were talking about my boy Diddy. Like, y'all know I love Diddy. I can talk about him because I love him so much. But just being perhaps a day late and $1 short, as Nicole said, with your love, okay? Friends, Diddy, you're a little late with the love. And I wanted to keep that conversation going. So we were talking, Melissa, when she was up here, was talking about feeling that love and being able to feel how Kim had an impact on his life. And so the question for the table, which I will extend to the ladies, is, do you have an ex that you should have treated better? And Nicole had mentioned that you got some exes who you done left better. You took a coal and you dusted it off and chipped it away and made diamonds.
But you won't be able to say I didn't leave you better.
Come on now. So, Miss Felicia.
So, for me, I really can't say that I had an ex that I should have treated better. Because being the Sagittarius that I am.
Come on, Sagittarius.
Oh, yeah.
Sagittarius
December
are in the
1st.
building. I didn't know so
When
many of y'all.
yeah.
Just Jesus.
I love, with my whole heart, and I go into it as deep as possible, so I can't really say that I have an ex, but I do have some that should have treated me better, but I'm not gonna name y'all.
I'll name names.
Tommy is like Daquan, Sharon.
I did date Sharon. Oh my God, I did date Sharon. That's hilarious. But I would say absolutely not. I have not an ex that I should have treated better, because as the Capricorn that I am,
Come on, Capricorn.
I will give you my heart and give you everything of me until the moment you piss me off, and then you just cut off. So no, they all good.
They good. Well, yeah,
I know when they're still calling me or still reaching out, I'm like, yeah, they're good. I know they're good.
I appreciate y'all's level of perfection, but your girls got some people I should say I'm sorry to. I've been Diddy, I've been wrapped up in myself that I was not as nice or as kind as I could have been. And I definitely have people that I could have said, that I could have it still would have ended. Like, it still would have been over because, like, it was time. Like, you had to go. But I could have done it differently. Like, I could have switched some of those words could have landed. Yeah, I could have finessed that. Some of those words could have landed a little differently.
I don't even believe that about Miss Sunshine. Because if you see this face, it's always got a smile on it. So I can't even imagine that she was mean to something.
That's true. And mean isn't the word, but maybe indifferent. So there have been times in my life, definitely in my 20s, where there were people who did not get the most polite, best side of me. You know, I'm old enough and introspective enough at this point in my life to say I've been Diddy. Like I've treated some people unkind, and thankfully I've been able to go back to some of those people and say, yo, my bad. Like, you know your girl didn't mean. I meant well. Like I didn't. But I definitely have been him.
Okay.
So one thing about that though, just to touch on it, the media is going to only show us certain parts of what they shared, and I'm sure they probably had that relationship that we don't know about because we're on the outside looking in. But the thing to touch on your boy, he probably just, of course, never expected her to go so suddenly, soon. So that's how it ended up, happening for him, and now. I should have told her all these things when she was here, and I didn't get a chance. But
now it's too late.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I actually have a quote from Diddy, and it said, "We were more than best friends. We were more than soulmates. We were some other." And I put sugar, honey, iced tea, but y'all know what that is. That's the word he used. So I mean, what I know of their relationship, they vacationed together. They did holidays together. They did birthdays together. And I've done that with exes because I have my son's father. We did that trying to, growing up, even though we were not together, we decided for our child we're going to try and do the best for him as a split unit, but as a unit, nonetheless.
Yes. Yeah. So I think it's easier. And it's not that I don't believe he loved her. It's because I do. I believe that he loved her, but I just don't think he told her.
While she was here,
Yeah, like I feel like she was.
That happens often with men, though.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
not
don't.
to men bash, but I'm just saying,
It's not a bash when it's true. It is not a bash when it's true. Like when it's true. Unfortunately, like I feel like men just a lot of times are they late in the dollar short and are not necessarily appreciating all the wonderfulness that you are until you have until it's gone.
Yeah, and then they want to call you back. Like no, you've had your chance. It's done. It's over. Right. Sorry.
And that's an interesting point as well, though, because I feel like me and a lot of my girlfriends talk about this. I feel like as curvy women, people don't think we have that experience is where the exes are calling and they're dropping into your DMs. Hand me my phone. I don't think people understand that the exes are in the DMs.
That's what society portrays.
Yeah. And I feel like we have a responsibility. And I just set the record straight for all the women in the curvy community.
Exactly.
Whatever they're telling you is false. The exes are in the DMs. They're in the DMs. They're coming back, and I just this myth of curvy women being alone and not desired, not wanted. These are lies. Like these are absolute lies, and
I was about to say my husband said I can't lose too much weight, so I don't need.
Yes!
I like that. He likes the voluptuousness of boo.
No!
That's all I'm saying.
Hey. I appreciate though, like Nicole, I appreciate your experience where you are a satisfied single. Like you are a person who is happy, not necessarily trying to be alone. Right, like not
That face made the whole
I mean, like you listening to Nicole talk, like a boo is wanted and desired, but not necessary. Like
Oh yeah.
I've heard, like listening to your Nicole has a book coming out, by the way, and listening to her talk about, yeah, girl, she doing it over there. But listening to her talk about her experience and her journey, you can tell, like you can hear in her testimony, for lack of a better term, that yeah, I mean, if one come along, great, but if not, or if you know she's good anyway. So I appreciate that about your experience. I really do.
I feel like I had to really shift my priorities to constantly wanting, desiring to be in a relationship to, and don't get me wrong, I'm still in evolution. I'm still a work in progress, but just pursuing purpose.
Yeah.
Understanding my identity, understanding my worth and my value. Those have to be at the forefront, and I have to value those things about myself first before anybody else comes along and values those things.
Yeah. And I think that is an important part of any woman's journey.
Absolutely.
That it's not just about it's not just about that man. And I feel like we get this in our 20s, right? Like they tell you, or maybe it was just me, maybe I should speak for myself, but the older generation of women tells you that what you should desire is to get married and have children, and that be your life, right? And that be your experience, and that's what's gonna make you happy. But in all truth and honesty, you are a whole person who might be happy doing a whole bunch of other things, and marriage and children may not fit into.
Cooking every day.
Come on now.
It's true.
I'm out here trying to work and get checks too.
Come on, checks. Yes, checks.
Because truthfully, marriage is not for everyone.
No.
And sometimes it's a shame that, you know, you don't find that out until you're in it. Because, you know, people tell you marriage is great, which it is. I love my husband. I love my marriage. But there are times that, you know, I'm like, you know what? I wonder, should I be married? You know, and it's not that I want to get divorced. I don't want to get divorced, baby. I don't.
We're not. Ain't nobody trying to get no
We're not trying to
divorces
get divorced.
around here,
But-
okay? And the exes, hold on, and the exes in the DMs, okay? Let me tell you right now, this is not your moment. This is not your moment.
But you don't
'Cause they
know
vultures.
the marriage experience until you're deep in it. You know,
Yeah,
it's not like, you know, oh, you know what? I'm going to try this cake recipe today, and if it don't work out, it's good. You know, when you're in marriage, especially if you take the vows under God and you honor those vows, you're like in the situation, and then you're like, you know what, this is difficult and hard, and
And it's
you
hard
know,
every day.
it is. It's hard every day. It's work. And
Every
then, you know, if God has your journey moving in I'm talking about me. If God has your journey moving in situations where you're like, Lord, that's not really what I want, but what we don't know is that journey is bringing you right here on the curve.
Yes.
That you fight it in the beginning, because believe me, I was fighting God, and I know I was losing that whole battle, but I still tried to fight because I had to fight for me. But then, you know, I realized after I surrendered, thank you, Jesus, surrender is important. And that's not surrendering to my husband or my children or any of that. It's surrendering to God, that He brings you to the point where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm so mad at you talking about you 38 with a 5-year-old running around, girl.
I am.
Because I'm about to be 45 with a 4 and a 5-year-old running around. So don't
That
even
is a
play
thing
with
that
me.
happens.
Don't play with me.
That is a thing that
That is
happens.
the thing that happens.
Yeah, girl.
Especially after we
Listen.
got a 26-year-old and
That's
a
true.
25-year-old.
Listen, I don't know. I tell my mama every time I see her, I don't know. Like, you had my brother, and then you came back for round 2. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what possessed you to have more children, because listen, your girl's done. Like, we are. I love my son. He's amazing. He is awesome, but I don't think I have the capacity to parent anybody else. I don't. I got
Sometimes it's not your choice. It's not your choice all the time, Jesus.
What if his temperament or the new child's temperament was different? Would you think about it?
Yes, but there's a chance it won't be, and I'm just not willing to take that shot in the dark, girl. Like, I love, and here's the other thing. I have two amazing, they're not stepchildren, they're bonus children. I have two amazing bonus children that I got when we got married. And so, I know that at the end of the day, my son's not going to be alone. Like, he's not in the world by himself. Now, they are definitely older, but they make all the efforts to talk to him and make sure that they're close and that they communicate. So I'm really grateful for that. And I don't, but nah, girl, no. I wonder how parents like work and keep the lights on and have more than one of these children. They are all.
It's hard.
It is.
I got a 2-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah.
She double back.
Yeah, you did double
did
back.
mine. But yeah, people don't tell you about that that multiple children business because, like I said, I have a 26-year-old single only child for 18 years.
Wow.
Only child, and then I had two. They're completely different than that one child I had for 18.
Yeah, by himself. For 18.
By himself, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they gang up on you. You know, they tell me I can't have any friends. My 5-year-old is a micromanager. I'm like, I don't even
I
understand.
wonder where they get that from.
Listen, I'm a great manager. I'm not a micromanager. I'm a great manager. That's right.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, speaking of managers, there is a wonderful young woman who I want to make sure that we talk about before we leave here. There is a young woman named Charity Holloway, and Charity has started a dance troupe for curvy women. She is an amazing woman. I found an article in the Daily Mail that was talking about how she is fighting the plus size stigma of women in dance. And she has started a dance troupe after someone told her, hey, you can't dance because you're too big. The same way that we are starting a talk show after people say that curvy women won't make good television. I love it. I love it. I love that. I love everything about her. So the question for the table is, what have you done in your life that somebody told you couldn't?
Okay, so, well, you know about the show, the plus size reality series that I've been talking about and dreaming about for a very, very long time. And I know a lot of people in the industry, and everybody that I've gone to in the industry, they constantly say the world is not ready for that. You can't tell me that. I don't believe that. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep pushing, and I guarantee you in 2019, you guys will see extra curvy girls on TV.
Yes. Here's the thing that I have, the issue that I have with people saying the world is not ready. The world is made up of 70% of women in the world are plus size.
Exactly.
Just know that if you are a 12W
You're plus size.
or larger, girl, you plus size. Like I don't know if anybody told you, but if those hips are at a 12W, those hips are plus size. And with that being said, with women, with 70% of women being plus size women, and women being the primary consumers of television, of fashion, of literally everything, consumer goods, like, who's not ready? Who doesn't want to see themselves on television? Who doesn't want to see themselves on the internet? Like, who doesn't want to see themselves in media? That doesn't make any sense to me, and I can't understand why people continue to push that stereotype that the world isn't ready. Who are these people that aren't ready?
Well, I'm here to prove them wrong.
Come on,
You
girlfriend.
gotta come with the confidence.
Yes, ma'am. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that like there is such a stigma and connotation with the words when you hear plus or fluffy or curvy or full figure and all these words, but we just got to break through the barriers.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it was deciding to be in a plus size pageant. I had never done that before, but just getting the opportunity. I was so passionate about the platform of purity, promoting that I kind of pushed past my own insecurities and barriers, like to really see my own beauty and to really walk in a confidence and to embrace maybe my arms. I'm not as secure about them as I'd like to be and things like that. And so the journey was amazing, really pushing myself outside my comfort zone to see and embrace my own truth.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on, True. Yes, True. Well, yes. So, I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off.
Well, for me, I don't think anyone would dare tell me I can't do something. But one of my biggest accomplishments was I was able to give bone marrow. And most people would look at me and like, girl, how do you give bone marrow? Because you have to be super healthy to give bone marrow. And they think because you're a plus size person that you're not healthy. It's like, okay, I had to take the stress test. I had to go through so much to be able to give bone marrow, in which a lot of us black people are not even signed up to give bone marrow, and we really need to be on that list because a lot of people are dying because they don't have matches, because we don't have our colors out there on the registry. But what caught my eye on Charity's website, I just thought was so awesome, was she said, just because we celebrate our bodies does not mean we are against health and fitness. I was like, that is so important for people to understand, because people they look at us, even like our doctors. We walk in and everything I tell you, they don't even hear what I'm telling them. All they see is, oh, well, ma'am, you need to lose weight. And I'm like, no. I came here for a toe hurting. I have to lose weight. It's not about my weight. And I really wish people would get past that stereotype that, oh, you're large, you must be lazy, you must eat a lot, you must not exercise. No, we don't. We're not that, stop stereotyping us just because we have a larger frame.
Yeah.
That just means we have more to love people. That's all that means.
I think a great example of that on television, I don't know how many of y'all out there watch reality TV, but your girl's kind of a fan. And on Married to Medicine a few seasons ago, Dr. Jackie was very much against, and I don't know if y'all saw this, but Dr. Jackie was very, there was a young woman who came on the show, or she came to an event, and she was a beauty queen, and she was there doing an appearance. And Dr. Jackie, she ended up doing a scene with Dr. Jackie, and Dr. Jackie was so negative towards her. I love Dr. Jackie, she's cool people, but she was in this instance, she was just negative towards the young woman who she was speaking to, and she didn't see anything past her size, not seeing that she's actually relatively physically fit, not seeing that not seeing anything other than, oh, you're plus size, you must be unhealthy. And I wonder if these doctors who have these biases, how they deal with, if they're the same people who feel like people who are smaller in size don't have any health problems and aren't unhealthy. So it really concerns me, and I feel like we're gonna get into a whole lot more of that as we continue to delve deeper into the curve, child. We're gonna talk more about health and fitness as a curvy girl. We're gonna talk about all of that. We got to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back with more of the curve. and we have had an amazing show, right?
Yes,
Right?
Yes.
Guys, I am so excited. Again, please leave your comments. Please tell us what you loved about the show, what you didn't love about the show. Tell me who your faves are. I want to hear all of that information. Next week, you'll be seeing our Final Four live on our very first episode of our second episode of the Curve, but our first episode with the Final Four. I am so excited, ladies. I just want to say thank you so much for all of
Thank
you
you for
being a part of this
having us,
process.
yes.
This has been amazing. It is a dream come true. Don't let anybody tell you that your dreams can't happen, y'all, because I am a living witness. I am living proof that whatever you want out of this life, you can have. All you got to do is keep pushing for it. I want everybody to be amazing, have an amazing week. Stay tuned because we're going to be coming at you live through the week on different Facebook pop-ups. Everyone's going to be telling a little bit more about their story, a little bit more about themselves. So I want you to make sure that you stay tuned. Also, make sure the Curve webpage and Facebook page is coming soon. So I want you to make sure that you click like so that you can catch every single episode of the Curve as we go down this road together and go down this journey together. And I guess that's it. I want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to live life in the Curve.